Hello everyone. Today we're going to review a platform called Rex. Okay. Should you deposit into Rex? Is it legit or not? Now you may be wondering, why am I showing you PCEX yet I'm going to audit, yet I'm going to review Rex? The reason why I'm showing you PCEX is actually these platforms, I think they're the same, because if you look at PCEX and Rex, they're almost actually the same platforms. It's kind of weird. Okay, it's not really weird, but you know. So we're going to review. These reviews will have been two, but I think I'm going to combine it to one so that you can really get the right picture. Okay. Now, first of all, I come from a background of a developer. I develop apps like this. I develop websites. I develop systems. I have a web design company and also a software development company. So my review is going to be slightly very different from the reviews that you have seen online, because my experience comes from a person who develops these apps. And also, I have done reviews like this for the last 3 years. If you check my YouTube, you realize actually I have more than 600 videos. I always do reviews of these platforms. Okay. Now you're going to get to know if you're going to really trust trust this platform or you're not. In other words, you're going to find out if it's legit or it's scam. Okay. Just know by end of this video, you'll have known if you're going to be, if it's worth it risking or not risking. Now, I also come from a background of a person who risks online. I kind of invest online in crypto. I have apps where I save my money. And I also kind of risk sometimes, but I risk with some small money. So I'm also going to discuss about that for the people who are risk takers, if this is something which is worth gambling with. Okay. Now, when I checked out Rex, I had already came across PCX. So when someone told me like, hey, is Rex a rigid platform? Actually, send me a link. I was like, am I on the wrong website or am I on the right website? I realized actually Rex, even the menus, home features, perpetual asset, these are kind of the same as PCX. Okay, home features, perpetual asset, they're exactly the same. In other words, actually, it looks like these guys are the same. Does that make them scam? No. Okay, just hang on. Then we're going to come up to that conclusion. Okay, later. I really want to give you a background of why my conclusion is going to be uh, why I'm going to conclude this the way I'm going to conclude. Okay, now Rex is almost actually the same as PCX, and PCX, these guys have different domains. There is PCX, there is PCEX.XYZ, there is PCEX.org. For some reason, I don't really wonder why they are rebranding all those domains. Yes, I understand someone can take your domain. You get, I really understand. But the issue is, why would someone have Rex have a different even a name from PCX? It's kind of weird to me. Okay, it doesn't really make you a thief. It's come about. It's kind of weird because remember, small things like this kind of freak out people because this is money. Okay, people usually disappear with people's money, and a small. If you're not straightforward, it kind of freaks out people. Okay, so imagine a company you think it's called Rex, then still you find out it's called PCX. Okay, now we're going to find out, have people really been paid with Rex? Are really there? Are really there? Proof that really someone withdrew money from Rex when he invested? Okay, and the quick answer is yes. Okay, I'm going to really show you some stuff. Okay, so Rex and PCX are the same guys. And when you go down here, they say they started in 2018, kind of copyright, but judging by the copyright. And if you check on these guys, almost it's the same. Also, these guys say it's 2018 to 25, but they changed their contacts. I wish they could maintain maybe the addresses just to like maybe they have different company, but the contacts are the same, but even the emails are the same. So like, they kind of trying to separate themselves from something. When you look at this is a different email. This is a Proton. This is a Rex, but the email is coming to a website of Proton. Now, this is another thing because when let's check out Proton. Okay. So it's kind of like, so Proton, the email that it comes from, a better internet starts with privacy. So they're using an email from Proton. That is okay, though it's kind of weird for a company not to use its own company email. Again, because this is money. People really want something which is straightforward. Okay, so when you look at the footer, you realize actually these guys are the same. Okay, now I said, okay, can I try to check out their reviews on Android or Apple Store? It's like they are not hosted on Play Store. And the reason why some people, I really do reviews for games, and the reason why some people don't host their apps on Android or Apple Store, apart from paying some fees, though it's kind of small, but you can't control sometimes the comments which come on Play Store or on, iOS. So usually they host their own apps. Now that kind of that to me is a bit spooky because this platform sometimes help these apps to kind of follow some rules. So if you're hosting your own apps, it's kind of scary because you can do anything that you want with your app and you're in control of your reviews. So when you see Android and Apple Store, if you click on this, they don't go anywhere. It's the same even on all their websites. You can't really download the app from Android or Apple Store. It's the same even with Rex. It's the same thing. Okay, their websites are the crons. It doesn't look like the same. In fact, it's a cron. Okay, it's not like it's a bit similar, but it's kind of a cron. Okay, now to me this kind of scares me. Okay, but it doesn't say someone is a scam. Okay, so we are still trying to find out other reasons, maybe why you should trust these guys or not. We are going to see other reason why you may trust these guys. Okay, so we are still looking at red flags, which can really, which are really, I'm scared of these guys. Okay, so Rex.com has kind of a different email, and these guys are the same as PCX. Now, when I said, okay, let me try to check when did this guy start? Okay, there's a website called, for those who are not technical, you just go to the website called OIS. Okay, you just slash OIS again, then you put a domain. Okay, for those who are not technical. So this thing kind of has all the records of all domains, most of the domains, especially the .coms, .org. Even if you ask it when did Google start, you just have to change google.com. It will tell you when Google has started and when it's expiring. Okay, so when you put Rex started in 2006 and expires in 2034. I was so happy to see like this guys actually started 2006. That is what I thought. But I said, oh, wait. I'm kind of a person who is too updated about things which are going on with investment online. How comes it is 2025 and I've just come across Rex in March? Actually, that was last week. So I said, okay, let me check out Rex, what it was doing 10 years ago. Okay, so guess what? There's a platform where you can check how someone's website was looking like some years ago. So I use a website called Webback Machine. It kind of is like a time traveler. You go back to the ages when this website was. So I went back to 2008, and actually there was a different website, completely different from what these guys are doing. So it means the domain was held by someone else. Then I moved to 2008. 2008, between I think 2008, 16, 17, 18, this domain was for sale. In other words, the other guys I think left the business who started with the domain, then the domain was put for auction, and someone is actually, that's why how they got the domain. Okay, so when I checked in 2018, the domain was for sale, and I think that's how they picked it up. Now, when you look at how many times this web archive captured the website, you realize actually most of the years, 2020, let me say 2019, there was not a lot of activity. 2020, in other words, there was nothing on this website. It is until 2024 when you can see like there's some activity. It means like that's when actually almost this guy started. Okay, so in other words, this website is didn't start in 2006. Someone told me like these guys have to be legit. Like when you check, the website shows like they started in 2006. That is more than 10 years ago. I told him actually, when you go to Web Archive, these guys might have started last year. That is 2024. So they may have not even made a year, by the way. So the domain is old, is too old, 2006. But the real sense is like 2006 was different, guys. These guys have really taken the website maybe like last year. I believe they may not even have made a year with the domain. Okay, now that is something which you may have not understood if you're not in IT, but these guys actually knew the website. They're using an old website, but so it kind of got it. They bought the domain. It was already existing. So these guys are kind of new. So this kind of shocked me a bit because I really don't go with platforms which are less than 1 year. I'm going to tell you. Actually, these days I don't go with platforms which are less 2 years. I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Now, it meant like these guys are not so old as the domain is. Okay. These are not so old. So I tried, okay, let me say I tried also PCEX.org. As I told you, go to this website, you check the domain, you put the domain, and PCX is 2024. That is August. So even all these domains, all these guys haven't lasted for 1 year. I can really say if I'm not wrong, these guys haven't lasted for 1 year. If they started in 2024 August, it means they'll make 1 year in 2025 August. We are in March. Actually, I think they just made even half a year or something. So this kind of shocked me, and I said, I wanted to invest like $2,000 into this platform. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So let me kind of find some more crows. Okay. Now, starting being less than 1 year doesn't mean you're a scam because everyone has to start somewhere. I can start a platform even today, delivering legit services, but starting today means I have to invest in other things. Okay. So I said, okay, these guys are new. Okay. They started maybe last year. That is okay for them. But do they have social media? So I tried to go on Google and say, people usually, they're always on social media. It's really hard to start a business and you don't start maybe Twitter, X or Instagram or LinkedIn. Then I tried to find PXE on YouTube. I couldn't really find anything about the social media about this company. I was like, oh, me to put $2,000 in PCX in a platform which doesn't exist on social media? Okay, I tried to search Rex maybe. I couldn't find Rex. Social media. This is kind of scary, okay? It doesn't mean like someone is a scammer. Maybe they don't have time to do social media. I understand. But you're new and you're trying to get trust of people. I don't run social media because I really like social media, but I really want to, to build a brand. Rigid brands usually build social media. And how am I going to contact these guys if I even don't have any number? People usually run away. I don't have an address. In fact, me, I'm a small company, but if you search me in Google, I believe I have a verified address, even if I'm a small website design company. But what about PCX, a company which I'm going to invest in, money, people are going to invest in millions. Won't they have kind of a verified address? Maybe they work from remote, I understand, but this is a finance firm. People are going to trust you with your money. I think they want to know where you are. One of the companies that I invest in is called Zenu, and you realize actually Zenu, it's not really hard to find them on YouTube. It's not hard to find them on Instagram, LinkedIn. They have an app. They have an app on Play Store. They have an app on Apple. I don't see their Google Map. maybe if I search like Zen investment, something like, I don't know. But they have a location. I actually even went to their location. They have a number. You can talk to your person. Why is it so hard to find who is even behind PCX? Okay. Lack of social media doesn't mean like someone is calm. Maybe they don't have someone to hire for social media. Maybe they hate Elon Musk. They want to use X. Maybe they, LinkedIn, maybe they hate LinkedIn. I don't know. But they have no social media. They have no verified address. There's no one to call. They have an email, and this email kind of changes on different websites. This is like, actually, this email is going to, okay, this is PCEX. This one is, okay, this is .com. Okay. On XYZ, okay, at least here they maintain .com. That is okay. But on Razor, when you go to Rex, Rex is another email, and the email is a non-tech of the company's .me, proton.me. It's like, okay, maybe, even if all the signs are saying they are not really, straightforward, maybe, maybe they are still legit, but let me try to find out the people who have used them. So I went on social medias, I checked on TikTok and landed on their Trustpilot. Okay. Trustpilot, they have 8 reviews. And I was so happy to find all the reviews are so good. Okay. If you can read it for yourselves, actually people have doubled their investments. Registered for global investment in December with an investment of 10,000 USDT, and now I withdraw at least 10,000 every 2 weeks. It has been a great experience. Thanks, Carl, whatever. For me, it's the best platform. This is just last month. This is last month. This is Nigeria NG. Another post. Okay, this one is kind of spooky. It's a legit platform. So people, like almost 99% of the reviews on their platform, people are really saying these guys are the best guys. The money is doubling. Okay. Now, I felt good about this, but the thing which I have to warn people is some platforms, when they start within 1 year, they usually can't pay people well, but eventually sometimes they disappear. I'm not really saying PCX or Rex is going to disappear after 1 year. So it may happen. It's 50-50 because it doesn't, they haven't really made all that, they are kind of new. But something which I want to tell people is last year I reviewed, there was a platform called MetaMax. Okay. This platform kind of went with people's money. I saw MetaMax back in 2023, I think, when it was starting. MetaMax had reviews. I think their reviews were 10 of PCX, and they were all over YouTube. I saw some guy who was making crazy money, and he was not really faking it because one of the people were kind of a person I knew. I didn't know him personally, but I was online. And I was actually almost going to recommend MetaMax, and that was 2023. So, but I said, okay, let me try to wait at least 1 year. I always make a platform. I will always really wait for 1 year to see if a platform still has some good reviews. Guess what? In 2024, last year, MetaMax crossed, and this is a review which I made about them. These guys actually were paying people a lot of money.
It will create a stunning ebook
like
direct from
fake,
your content,
but
whether it's a Microsoft Word document or a Google.
Was really paying people money, and this guy disappeared. Okay, this was 8 months ago, and when you look at it, like, these guys were really rigid guys. These guys were paying real money. Okay, I have a friend. I usually do development work. He invested some money and pulled some money out. Okay, I don't know what happened to him, but 2024, I wanted to do a review about MetaMax because by that time I thought, okay, I can recommend it to people. MetaMax, I was shocked to find out that they had disappeared with people's money, and that was not more than 2 years. Okay, it was, I think they had lasted for like 9 months, I think. So MetaMask took all people's money and they disappeared and their website went off. So so one means like usually some Ponzi schemes or some scamming sites, the first few months they really want to pay people. They really want to pay people. In fact, some of the Ponzi schemes, some people get rich because when you kind of start with a Ponzi scheme, you can really milk some money from them because they want you to spread the word. They want you to spread the word. MetaMask, I checked on their YouTube channel, people are showing videos, real proof of money. I went on their Trustpilot, I couldn't find any negative review. And this lasted for like a duration of 7 months, I think. I'm not accurately, but while I know they didn't last a year. So when I look at these good reviews, they are really good, but still, since there's no review which is more than even a year, I still, um, I'm still wondering if I invest and this guy starts now, we are done with paying people, let's take our money. I may be a victim of that because I may invest money today and this guy has left the business even tomorrow. Because some of the POS schemes, you never know when they are going to disappear. But what I know, no POS scheme has really ever lasted 2 years. Okay, actually, most of them, they can't even wait for 1 year. When you look at this guy may not really be lying, by the way. Gibby is which country? I'm not really sure, but this one says, I've had a present experience with this company. It's legit, but like any other exchange, be cautious when you invest because cryptos don't yet regulated. I've withdrawn and doubled my investment. That was like, if you do it like $100, like, it's, you know, this one said in December 2024, he made an investment 10 USDT and now he withdrew at least 10 USDT every 2 weeks. So it means this is a lot of money, guys. Actually, not 10,000. This is 1,000. So it means if he's made the investment of 1,000 a month, that would be like $2,000. A duration of how much will this guy be rich for 1 year? If this platform stays legit, that would be a lot of money. So if you're kind of a risk taker, you should actually hurry as fast as you can before if it's legit. I think you have a duration of maybe like I don't know. If it's legit, it's kind of cool. But if it's not legit, if PCEX or Rex is scam, you really you don't have a lot of time. Okay, if you're kind of people who are risk takers, like my friend who is called Mark, there's a guy in my office called Mark. He's always investing in cryptos, small crypto coins which are coming up. She told me like that's where usually you get money fast. The guy can invest in like on Monday, withdraws the money like 2 weeks or even 1 week. The moment the coin kind of makes some profits, she withdraws the money. I'm not really kind of a risk taker like him, my friend Mark. But if you're kind of a risk taker, you can really make a lot of money. You can triple your earnings. You can even do times 10 when a POS scheme is starting because it has to pay you to spread the word. So you can actually earn a lot from them if you're really kind of lucky, though you have to be lucky. Okay, so you're kind of a risk taker. It is fine to go with a platform which is less than 1 year. Though I think exceeding like 3 months, it's actually dangerous if it's a POS scheme. Now, PCX, I'm not sure if it's a POS scheme. I'm not sure if they're scammers. I'm also not sure if they're legit. But to the risk takers, you can really make some quick money. Though advise, don't really invest a lot of money such that if a platform disappears, you don't have to sell your house. You don't have to become homeless. Okay? For example, there are some platforms which I played like $50. I've lost some money. It's fine because some of this money is just actually commissions from my affiliate marketing. So it really doesn't really shock me up. But if I'm to really invest a lot of money, it's like something like $2,000, $1,000, I think I'll look for a platform which has made more than 1 year, probably not less than 2 years. To me, that is my personal advice. If you're really not a risk taker like me, you should really embrace platforms which have really maintained these good reviews for 2 years, because it's hard for a POS scheme to pay people all this money for a duration of 2 years. Seriously. Imagine if you're making $1,000 per 2 weeks, a month that is $2,000, 10 months that is $20,000. That is a lot of money. It's really hard to make this money in real investments. Okay. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you're a risk taker, I think platform like this are okay. If you're a risk taker, but also risk with money, which is really reasonable. Not really one, 10,000, it's kind of cool to play with, 50 or 100 or something. But as I've told you, like, you have to be cautious, because if a platform haven't really made 1 year better, if it hasn't made like 2 years, just know it may disappear. Like platform like this, almost every 1 year, every year or 2 years, there's a platform which kind of disappear with people's money. This year, I don't know which company is going to be, but last year MetaMask kind of messed up people. Okay, people are crying, and it's so sad. On this actually video, you see like, where's our money scammer? Like, actually, people for some reason they thought I was actually, did you invest with Meta? I invested, all is gone. So sad. It was so sad. Like, even people used to send me WhatsApp, like, I lost all my money. Like, why would you put all your money in a platform which hasn't even made like 2 years? Seriously, guys. So I am really saying out someone, like, you should be careful with a platform which hasn't really maintained 2 years in business. If it's investment, this is money. This is money you have earned, you have saved for several years. I think you should really be careful on where you put your savings. Now, the reason why I say PCX and these guys are the same is when you look at their website, apart from the menu, when you look at the domains like PCEX.org, when you load their website, you realize it slashes /PC /hash. When you go to Rex, it's the same thing. If you load Rex, it will /PC/hash. It means the person who is actually, these websites are kind of duplicated. They're just croned, because it's too rare to actually have this extension, exactly different website loading the same way. So this is no doubt that Rex is the same as PCX. Me as a developer, I can assure you that this is the same company, and it's kind of croned. They just installed a different website on this. They installed another website on org. They installed another website on .com. They installed another website on XYZ. Okay, so all the same guy, and also Rex is the same guy, because even when the website is loading, it loads the same way. It's really so rare to have a website, different companies load the same way, even the same folders inside, because this may be a folder within the system, or an extension, or a page, but it's kind of, this shows like these are the same companies. Okay, for some reason, I don't know why they call themselves different names. Rex, PCX. Okay. So for me personally, as a person who really doesn't really do risk taking, to me, I think I can first wait for Rex to make like 2 years. I understand these people will have made a lot of money. Like this person, by the time I join, this guy will be almost how much? Almost $50,000. I understand that is okay, but still, this doesn't really make me run to invest in a platform, because you never know. It may even be someone who is paid, but I don't think it's someone who is paid. Actually, this person is coming from Sweden, I think. I think SE is Sweden. I think so. This is Italy. So this guy is actually international. But despite all that, I'm not a risk taker, and I've invested in platforms which actually, I wait even 5 years to invest, pull out my invest. To me, I'm not really that a risk person. But as I've said, if you're kind of a risk taker, people make lots of money from POS schemes. If you're a risk taker, make sure you don't really risk with your whole like savings, with your house, everything, so that when a platform kind of disappears, you don't have to be homeless, as I've said. Okay. So that's what I can say about PCX. So in this conclusion, I'm not saying PCX is a scam, though it shows a lot of signs of a suspicious company, different names. You don't know who is behind it. No social media is like they're in a rush. Okay, and we don't know how they invest their money to make all these profits. Imagine investing $1,000 and every week you get like $1,000. That is kind of crazy. So we don't know how they invest in their money, and that one is not explained. And what is shocking, if you really want to know all these details about other pages, you can't really get these details. Like they force you to kind of sign up. Okay. So for me, I think I'm going to wait for millionaires to make millions on these platforms. Then I will join later. I believe if something is legit, even in the next 2 years, it will be the something, though, even if it's not the same profits, but I really can't really risk with my money right now. I've ever lost some money and the effects were felt for almost 4 years. So for now, I'm really staying with platform that I really can trust. I'm not really going to recommend anything on this video because some people may think maybe I was paid to, sell out another company. No, this is just completely a review about PCX and Rex. And what I can say, these are the same companies, and you have to be really a bit careful. Don't invest money which you can't lose. That is what I can say. Okay. Stay safe, guys. Sorry for a long video, but I really had to explain this to some people. And for those who are thinking like rex.com is also an old domain, if you check in Web Archive, you realize actually some years ago, it was a different company which had this domain some years ago. So these guys probably, I think they haven't even made 1 year in the business, though on the website says 2018. Also, this one kind of shocks me a bit. Why would a company say it started in 2018, yet it doesn't have any proof that it started in 2018? Nowhere, no social media to show like they were posting something in 2018, nothing. So to me, I think this is a no. It's not a complete no, but I think I'll consider it in 2026. So maybe I'll make another video in later after 1 year to tell you guys. I think that would be like next year if God gives us the lives to live up to next year. I'll make a video about that. Hope by that time it will be existing, and we shall see if the people who are still saying it's legit will still say it's legit. Okay. So see you guys in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe to not miss videos like this. I usually do videos about how to make money online. Don't miss. So subscribe, and thanks for your support. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.